Hi everyone, welcome back. I'm Di, and today I am bringing you my end of month reading reflections for the month of January 2023. So these videos are basically me letting you know what I've read during the month and then telling you a few soft stats, and then I'll share with you what my highest and lowest rated reads of the month were. So as always, if you'd like to hear any of my thoughts on any of the things that I'm going to show you right now, you can check out my DSIS 19 Diaries videos. In the description box of each DSIS 19 Diaries video, you will see a list of the books and manga that I have talked about in that episode. So in case you're only looking for specific titles and my thoughts on them, you can check out the description box on the videos that I've linked down in the description box below and find the titles that you're looking for. So let's go through everything that I have read. It's a pretty large stack. I will say I was pretty manga heavy in the month of January, but that's okay. I'm just going to roll with how I'm feeling this year instead of trying to force my reading, because I think that in large part is a reason why I fell into the pretty much the biggest reading slump I've had in my reading life, I would say. So yeah, you're probably going to see a lot more manga on my channel this year, but we'll see how that goes. Like I said, I never really know what I'm in the mood for until I'm in the mood for it. So I'm just going to roll with it this year and hope that that will work for me. So in no particular order, this is everything that I have read during the month of January. So we'll start off with the largest stack here, and that is volumes 17 through 25 of Blue Exorcist by Kazue Kato. This was published by Viz Rated Older Teen. I read volumes 13 and 14 of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba by Koyoharu Gotoge, published by Viz Rated Teen. I read volume 1 of Dinosaur Sanctuary, story and art by Itaru Kinoshita, research consultant Shinichi Fujiwara. This one's published by 7 Seas, rated teen. I read volume 1 of Yowamushi Pedal. This is by Wataru Watanabe, published by Yen Press, rated teen. I read Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone by J.K. Rowling. I read Heaven Official's Blessing, volume 1 by MXTX. This is published by 7 Seas, rated 17 plus or older teen. I read volume 1 of Tomb Raider King, art by 3B2S, adapted by Yoons from Redice, original story by Sanji. This one's published by Issei Press, rated teen. I read volume 2 of Game Between the Suits, story and art by Mai Nishikata, published by Steamship, which is an imprint of 7 Seas, rated older teen, 17 plus. I read volume 9 of Fruits Basket by Natsuki Takaya, published by Yen Press, rated teen. I read volume 10, the finale of Pretty Guardian Sailor Moon by Naoko Takeuchi, published by Kodansha, rated teen. I also read The Christmas Murder Game by Alexandra Benedict and The Night Gardener by Jonathan Auchier. So that is everything that I have read in the month of January. Now, as for stats, I read 19 things. This is down from 30 things. That is largely in part because I was doing my manga advent calendar project in the month of December, so I was mainly reading manga, so I could pretty much blow through a volume per day. So I did read some novels in the month of January, so that is where there is a decrease, but that is totally fine. That's still a lot of things to have read in January. I'm pretty happy with that number, actually. Of the stats, I read 5 5-star reads, 1 4.5-star read, 5 4-star reads, 4 3.5-star reads, 3 3-star reads, and I DNF'd 1 title. So this brings me to a total of 4,881 pages, which again is down from 5,841 pages in the month of December. Of the things that I've read, I read 13 volumes of manga, 1 manhwa, 3 novels, and 1 light novel. 2 of the things I borrowed from the library, and 17 of the things I read I already owned. So of these reads, let me tell you what was the highest and lowest rated reads for me in the month. And obviously my lowest rated read is going to be my DNF. And that was The Night Gardener by Jonathan Augier. This particular one, I just wasn't interested in it. There was nothing that was really pulling me to the story. I put it down for days at a time and never thought about it. And it was very slow going from the get-go for me. And even where I left off at 37%, there still wasn't very many mysterious things going on. And so I just decided to let this one go. Unfortunately, it was not for me, but I feel like I did give it a good go, and I feel very comfortable with DNFing that book. I'm trying really hard this year to make sure that I DNF more and not try to force myself to read things that I'm really not enjoying. It's something that I've had a lot of difficulty with throughout my reading life. And even before, like when I first started my channel all those years ago, and for many years after that, I would read something through completion even if I hated it. And I'm at that point right now where having that large reading slump last year really kind of made me think about where my reading is at, why I'm choosing to be unhappy with something that I'm reading and forcing myself to finish a book through to completion if it's just making me unhappy. And so this year I really want to make it a point to let things go, feel okay with letting things go unfinished, and really telling myself, it's okay not to finish something you're not enjoying. So that's going to be something that I'm going to need a lot of help with, I already know. Even with The Night Gardener, I pushed through after 27%, 25, 27%. The very first day I started reading it, I got to 25 or 27%. And I was just like, I'm not feeling this, but I pushed through another 10%. And I really shouldn't have, but I did. And so, yeah, I do feel comfortable letting that one go. I haven't thought about that book since. So I think that was the right choice. And so you will hopefully see a lot more DNFs on my channel this year. But that is the first of what I hope is not going to be many, but going to be more frequent as I try to curate my reading a little bit more, making sure that my happiness comes first and how the things that I'm reading are bringing me joy and happiness. Because for me, reading is an entertainment outlet. It's something that I do for entertainment. And if I'm not being entertained and it's just making me upset, that's not something that I want to continue doing. So yes, that was my lowest rated read of the month. As for my highest rated reads of the month, I did have quite a few, which they are all manga. Well, except for one, but we're not going to touch on that one very long. Let's go through them. So, of my 5-star reads, they were Yowamushi Pedal, Volume 1. I really enjoyed the story, and I've watched the anime several times. Highly recommend. That one's about a boys' cycling team. Dinosaur Sanctuary. I actually have a series first impressions video, which I go through all of my thoughts on this one. Very, very interesting. I think if you're a fan of Jurassic Park without the terrorizing part of the dinosaurs, eating lots of people, I think you'll enjoy this one. This one's more like a dinosaur zoo type story. Really enjoyed that one. Looking forward to continuing it. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. You've seen this one a couple times in my highest rated reads of the month. I've been really, really enjoying the series. We are currently watching the anime as well. We have just finished the Mugen Train arc. If you know, you know. But I'm really, really enjoying this series. So those have been rated 5 stars for the last few months as well. And then my reread of Harry Potter. But that's all we're going to say on that. And so, yeah. I think I had a pretty good reading month for the month of January. I definitely got through a lot of things. I definitely had a wider variety of ratings this month as well, which was interesting. But overall, most of the things I read was above a 3-star. So that's good. And even with my 3 stars, that doesn't mean that it was bad. It just means it was okay. It was entertaining. And I really haven't had any reads below a 3-star for books that I have rated for a long time. So that's great as well. I think my reading is on an uptick right now, especially with the fact that I also finished a series this month, or in January, and finishing that series should knock out one of my 3-star rated reads that I've had for the last 10 months. So yay for finishing a series. That's one series finished already in the year of 2023. I'm hoping to finish a lot more, but we shall see about that. I still haven't finished tallying everything for my stats and end of year stuff for 2022. To be honest, I just have not been feeling motivated to do it. I mean, I feel like those are really for my personal information, and then, I share them with you. I'm sure a lot of you find that interesting, but for me, I've been very busy with work and it just hasn't been a priority to get those stats done. I am still working on it though, so you will eventually see it, but it probably will be a few weeks before I get all of that compiled, to be honest. I am trying to be a little bit better about staying on top of my spreadsheet and inputting all of the stats and all of that as I read things instead of skipping months, because that's where I got into trouble. But I think so far the year has been off to a good start in the reading department. Not so much in every other department, but the reading department is looking pretty good, and I'm very happy with the things that I've read in the month of January. So let me know down in the comments below what your highest and lowest rated reads of January were. Do you have problems DNFing things, or do you have a much easier time just letting things go? I'd love to know that as well. If nothing else, and you'd just like to let me know that you were here, if you could leave me a, dinosaur emoji down in the comments below, that would be greatly appreciated and would really help me out, and that will do it for me today. So I hope you're all doing great. I hope you're all safe and healthy. And until next time, take care and smile always. Bye.